here at Mama Goto and Foxtrot for taking care of us. We would like to welcome you all at the Invincible Fest 2022, powered by Riggy in association with DLF Cyber Hub, radio partners Red FM India, and of course, Invincible Marketeers. Now, continuing the session, our next panel discussion is on why is crime on the rise in our society. And for this, we have a living Singham with us, what I call him. Sir Harry Dhaliwal, Special Commissioner of Police. He's one of the few serving officers of AGMUT Cadre, who was awarded the Police Gallantry Award Medal for personal leadership and bravery. Appointed in so many positions such as Anti-Terror Special Cell Head, IPS Officer, and Special Commissioner of Police. During his posting as DCP South Delhi, Mr. Dhaliwal and his team had cracked some of the sensational cases in the city. Mr. Dhaliwal is also known for closely associating with an investigation and monitoring developments minutely. To moderate this session, we have none other than Ms. Kaveree Bazmai, an independent journalist with more than 30 years of work experience at India Today, Indian Express, and the Times of India. She's also the author of 2 books, No Regrets, The Guilt-Free Woman's Guide to a Good Life, and Bollywood Today. Her 3rd book, Three Khans and the Emergence of New India, will be out very soon. So looking forward to this session, ma'am. Please take it forward.
Thank you. So we have Harry Dhaliwal, whom I prefer to call Dirty Harry after the movie. If anyone has seen it, then they know that Dirty Harry is called so because they give him all the shit jobs, he says. So I think I'll call you Harry if it's okay. So all the shit jobs that come to you are actually things that you were just telling me you actually enjoy because you like to think what a killer is thinking like. Can we talk about this ability of yours to connect the dots, to be able to understand how, say, the Jigisha Ghosh case, which happened, was linked to the Somnia Vishwanathan case. Both, if people remember, were ghastly murders that happened in Vasant Kunj. There was the Dhaulakua rape in, case which involved a northeastern girl. How do you understand that, okay, these are the people who could be involved, how these 2 cases could be connected, what happened to Sidhu Moosewala? Let's talk about that. That's your mic, sir. Yeah.
So, first of all, I would say that it's not really, the job is not really what you
Shit
described
job.
as. So, I find it very challenging.
Right.
And, all these gangsters and terrorists and people who are doing hardened crimes, they're not ordinary people, right? And their way may be different, but some of them have very remarkable character. And sometimes they did not get the schooling or socialization which normal people get, and they choose the paths which they actually sometimes don't even choose. It just happens to be their destiny. But anyways, coming back to these cases, one has to now you can just pick one case at a time. Like for example, Sidhu is the most recent case.
Yeah.
Now, Sidhu's case happened in Punjab at Johar case. So that's like 300 odd kilometers from here. So it was actually not our case. It doesn't relate to Delhi at all. But it is question of interest also. And it is a challenge, like, when you see the way the case happens, the way the brazenness of it, the planning of it, we thought, okay, let's see what we can do. Now, what does law say? Law says that crime is a state subject. It will be investigated by the state agency. But there is nothing which bars me from catching the actual killers, arresting them, and then the concerned state can take it from the jail or from our custody.
But isn't there a turf war sometimes between the, we often see it in the movies, between the regional polices, between the police and CBI. Isn't there a turf war usually?
No, see what happens is it's like a challenge, right?
Yeah.
So it's not about like turf war. See, it is a prestigious case.
Right.
there are different police forces which are trying to work and trying to catch the shooters who went to the scene of crime, and the shot is like a star who is shot. So rather than looking at a tough war, we take it as a challenge, right?
Right.
So we are not jeopardizing anything. We are just assisting, in a sense, like we are pitching in. And what it does is, one is that we are catching, which is helping the case to be solved. And at the same time, our mandate is to keep the national capital safe.
Right.
So anything which we do to uh, catch criminals also helps in preventing future crimes in the national capital. So it also serves our purpose. And when we get into something, obviously we will learn a lot of stuff, which again enriches our organization. It also helps us to zero down in the case of anything happening after.
See, you talked about learning from cases.
Yeah.
It always struck me when, say, the Somnia Vishwanathan case took place. It was in that stretch of that Vasant Kund stretch, which actually has two police stations, sort of at the end of each road.
Yes.
It's the same place where the 2012 case happened as well, almost. Do you sometimes think that, what is it in the mind of the criminal, or what is it that is in society that you have something like this that happens in almost the same place, in almost the same kind of situation? People don't learn. Are they not scared of the law? Whereas you solved the Somnia case pretty quickly. Still, the rapists of 2012 didn't learn.
See, crime a lot of time happens for mainly 3-4 reasons. It happens for economics of it. Sometimes criminals think the return reward ratio, right? They feel if they do something somebody is working hard, is earning 15,000
Yeah.
per month, and some people feel rather than working, your and day in and day out for number of years,
Yeah,
and you
just
will not be
strike
even
once
failing to
and you're
and they know even if they get arrested, they
Yeah.
will be maybe like bailed out in few
Right.
months, etc. So number one is economics of
yeah.
it. Number two also is also because of the company which you come across. So many a times the initiation is in a very, very mild manner. Like, somebody will task you, okay, you just have to drive the bike. You don't have
Right.
to participate.
Right.
Youth at certain age are very impressionable.
Yeah.
It's a very, we have very capitalistic subculture, and social media influence is also huge. Everybody wants to own all the gadgetry
Yeah.
and etc. So what happens is then there's some glamour to the crime also, in a negative sense, even if it is. And youth at certain age is very impressionable to all these tendencies. And quick buck, someone is getting carried away in the company of your friends. Then, especially in rural areas, I have seen lot of these youngsters who come into crime also come for some reason, like somebody wants to avenge some
Right.
dishonor.
Right.
The law is not like I would say fully like complete enough in certain situations to like it's like Godfather scene, right?
Right.
So where somebody's daughter is dishonored,
Yeah.
and the boys, they do not suffer much at laws of
Right.
laws, existing laws, and the father comes to this. So something like that, similar thing happens. So these are the main reasons I've seen. Economics of it, the company people are in, and also especially in rural areas, this happens.
It's very interesting that you talked about the company, because a lot of these are gang, they're not just one person, but there are 4 or 5 of them. There's that sense of belonging to a brotherhood, even if it's a criminal brotherhood. but
Yeah.
there's a sense of belonging. That's also something, right?
Yeah, those bonds are much stronger than you find in normal friendships.
Exactly, or
Here
normal
people
families
here people are willing to kill for
for each other.
kill for their gang members.
Yeah.
I mean, it needs a lot of heart and courage to do that.
So have you, when you meet these criminals, I mean, how can you tell, okay, this guy, can you tell that this guy is guilty? Or this guy has definitely done it? Or do you have an element, or do you have a small voice in the back of your head that tells you, yes, this guy's done it?
See, there is no art to find mind's construction in face, but what I can say is that since when we pick up somebody, it is based on something which we already have. And normally, if they know that we know, they do not lie.
Really?
Yes.
They just tell you, they
tell,
confess.
because all hardened criminals, they have a saying कि पुलिस के आगे झूठ नहीं बोलना और
अच्छा?
अदालत में सच नहीं बोलना.
अच्छा,
So
क्योंकि
they
उनको पता है कि जो पुलिस में कन्फेशन है,
वो admissible
Admissible
नहीं है
नहीं है.
unless it is backed by evidence.
right?
And all hardened criminals are also experienced enough, they do not want to suffer in custody of police in any sense.
तो उससे अच्छा बोल ही
And
दो
उसे
कि मैंने
पता है
कर
कि
दिया.
it's better to tell everything and you know bide their time while in police custody, and later on they will retract and deny in court of law.
Right. So, as a police officer, sometimes isn't it frustrating? Say the case of, I think it's the Somnia case which is still carrying on, right?
Yes.
It's been 10 years, more than 10 years. And
Yes.
you see the parents every day, they go to, whenever there's a sunwai, they'll go. It's quite heartbreaking as a human as well, no?
Yes.
And you get so involved. I'm sure you get involved in the family, and how do you deal with that kind of delay and that kind of, and it's law. I mean, it's
See, Somya case happened on 30th September 2008.
yeah,
So it's been
2008,
14 years.
14 years.
Plus, yes. The trial is still continuing. And see, what I can say is that I do not feel frustrated because I feel I've done my utmost best. Like your family, I know her brother-in-law, her parents, like entire family, I always feel that unless the victim's family feels satisfied, all our effort